What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Fantasy Premier League video. And in this video I'll be talking about my updated draft squad, which will be my final draft squad before the deadline on Friday. And of course Friday I will be posting my final team selection, which will be locked in by then. So this was my draft team that I made 3 weeks ago, and I haven't touched it since. As you can see, there's lots of players with injury doubts now. Foden, Calvert-Lewin, Watkins, Lamptey and Fofana. And I will be making a few other changes also in this video. And in total I will be actually making 8 changes in this draft from the team I picked 3 weeks ago. So let's get straight into it, guys, and we'll go into transfers. So the players I will be removing from this squad will be Lamptey is the first one, Digne, Fofana, so 3 at the back will be removed from my squad. The only 2 that remain is Alexander-Arnold and Shaw. Now the next player that will be removed is Pepe. Rafinha is also leaving my team, and also Phil Foden and Watkins and Calvert-Lewin. So that is 8 players removed from my first draft squad, guys, which I made 3 weeks ago. So let's replace these players. So in replace of Lamptey, just have a look at the most selected players, and here we have it. As you can see, I have the first 2, Shaw and Alexander-Arnold, but the player that will be coming in for Lamptey is Ben White, who has gone from Brighton to Arsenal. He's only 4.5 million. He will be nailed on in that Arsenal defence, and Arsenal's opening fixtures are not too bad. Of course, they have Brentford in the opening night, followed by 2 hard games against Chelsea and Man City, but after that they have some nice fixtures, and at 4.5 million he is hard to avoid. Now my next substitution, Digne, will be replaced by Luke Ayling for Leeds. Now another 4.5 million player, quite an attacking player. He's selected by 11.9% of teams. Like I said, only 4.5 million. And he rotates well with Ben White. And as you can see from game week 5 on, Leeds have nice fixtures. And my final defender, Fofana, will be replaced by Tsimikas. Of course, he is in the news, the FPL news a lot lately. Andy Robertson has been injured, and Tsimikas is expected to take his place on the left back spot. But Liverpool's fixtures are quite appealing. Of course, there's Norwich and Burnley up first, followed by Chelsea, and lots of people are saying Robertson will be back in game week 4 or 5. But for 4 million, selected by 12.7% of teams, he is very hard to avoid, and he also keeps money that you can spend further up the field in your midfield and striker positions. So let's move on to my midfielders. And up first, Pepe will be replaced. I had him last year and he got injured. Of course, it's Barnes for Leicester. Now, I like Barnes. He's a great player. He's in good form in pre-season also for Leicester. He's selected by 11.3% of teams, and he only costs 7 million. I think he is a great bargain for that price. Now the next player, Rafinha, will be replaced by Mahrez from Manchester City. Now, of course, Phil Foden and De Bruyne are still out injured, and Mahrez has been going very well in pre-season. He's been getting goals and assists, and he's also on penalties, especially with De Bruyne out at the moment. Mahrez will be their penalty taker. He will be nailed on. Up first, they have Tottenham. Their fixtures aren't great, but I think Mahrez will be their main man without De Bruyne and Foden. I think Mahrez will be a must-have. And the final player, Phil Foden, will be replaced. I'll have to put down the price tag. Yes, it's a 4.5 million midfielder, and it is for Burnley, and it is Brownhill. Now I have Brownhill here just to free up some cash. I'll show you later on what I mean by freeing up some cash when I put in my 2 strikers, and we'll just move on to them now. Of course, Brownhill is a starter for Burnley, and at 4.5 million, he's great value. So we'll just finish off my striker positions, and we'll get rid of the price tag. And my two strikers, Watkins and Calvert-Lewin, will be replaced by Danny Ings. So a straight swap for Aston Villa there. Watkins to Ings. I think Ings will be their penalty taker. He's in a better team than he was with Southampton, and he did score quite a lot of goals with Southampton last year. So with Ings having a new club and his great players around him, like Watkins, and of course Grealish is gone now, but they are quality and they will be giving great service to Danny Ings for his new club. And my other striker, Calvert-Lewin, will be replaced by Antonio of West Ham. So there you go, guys. They are my 8 transfers in my final draft squad. Of course, this is not my final team selection. That will be Friday, as there could still be injuries or squad changes. So like I said, with Brownhill, it's to free up some cash. I have 3 million in the bank, as you can see up top, but that is because I want to bring in Son, possibly after game week 1 for game week 2. We'll just have a look at Son. Midfielders. Son is 10 million, of course. Of course, they play Man City. But in game week 2, they have Wolves, Watford, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Newcastle. Their fixtures do change a bit, and I like Son from game week 2 onwards. So with that 3 million in the bank, I can replace him with Greenwood or Barnes. That is just one option. Another option is Tony. If he's not performing for Brentford, I could easily bring in Callum Wilson straight in there. Or likewise with Ings or Antonio. They are injury prone players. I have that money in the bank to replace them. Another option here is Tismicus. When he does lose his spot, when Andy Robertson comes back, I will have that money in the bank to replace him, and that he won't be sitting there. I can bring in another player straight away and replace him with that money in the bank. So now we are going to submit these transfers. Yes, confirm. And we will be having a look at the changes there. Of course, I don't want Brownhill starting. I will be having Tismicus starting. And I don't want Ayling starting the first game week. I will start Tony. And we'll just organise my subs there. I'll have Ayling as my last sub, as they are playing Manchester United. So this is quite important, guys, to have your substitutes lined out in the correct way. As you can see, I usually go fixture wise. I just like Ben White over Brownhill, as Arsenal could possibly keep a clean sheet here. Of course, my captain for match day 1, game day 1, will be Salah, and my vice captain is on Sanchez at the moment. But I will change that to Danny Ings, I think. But like I said, this is not my final team selection. This is just my final draft. My final team selection will be Friday. So that is my 8 transfers from my team 3 weeks ago, and I have 3 million in the bank. That's it for this video, guys. I'll be posting lots and lots of fantasy football content. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll be back with lots and lots of fantasy Premier League content. Have a great day.